So I was just gonna make this short and simple. So it's been a month of NoFap. Actually, a bit less than a month. It's a February month, but so short by a few days. Haven't updated for a while because I was in Ottawa, and it was sort of inconvenient filming there. But I know that's an excuse. I had okay fun. Ottawa was, looks pretty nice. It was pretty cold. What else can I say? I didn't have much fun there because I felt like I was with a bunch of people I couldn't get along with. Maybe this is my problem, maybe this is their problem, maybe this is our problem. Maybe this is just adult life that we don't really like each other and we just have to sort of pretend to, just to stay along with each other. Anyhow, I have a big urge to fap a lot of the times, but I'm still holding it off, and it's been on the rise since the second week. Ever since the second week, I've been feeling that urge like quite strongly, and even in my dreams, it wouldn't be exactly a wet dream, but like for example, a few days ago, I had a dream where I saw a pile of jizz, like out of nowhere. What the hell? And it felt like I jizzed it, and I woke up and I was actually kind of scared. I was scared. My nightmare was that I fapped. This is funny, right? Um, just tonight, just like yesterday night when I had my sleep, I was eating dinner in a big table with a girl that I was, sort of going for. And out of nowhere, she was sitting like to my right side. And out of nowhere, I kind of put my hand on her thigh and kind of just like kind of lean in and sit on her. And she felt like very flattered and like was flirtatious. And it was just a dream too, so I think my mind subconsciously is getting to a point where it really, really, really wants to do that. And perhaps these dreams are a good indicator of what your mind actually wants to do subconsciously, and it's cool. It's like when you're really obsessed with what is it, like something, then you'll dream of it. But sometimes it's unrelated at all. Like sometimes your dreams are just like so random. They're like, what the hell? And perhaps maybe that indicates that your daily life is very boring. So I was kind of angry at myself last night, and I wrote a really angry manifesto about how I need to work my ass off and stop picking up these little bits of validation, because I have these bursts of motivation. I write elaborate like mindsets and plans of how to do it, and then I fall back into normal normal me. And what normal me does is that I crave for these little bits of validation. I think just like everyone else. And that's human. I think that's human. I think that's wanting people to message you, wanting people to talk with you, wanting people to compliment you. But I think it's a bad way to go about it. And I sort of thought about last night when I was on a plane ride, and it's not even about internal versus external validation. It's just that if you're doing everything right, if you're being naturally good at something, not natural, but if you're good at something naturally, you get the internal validation from doing well and the external validation from others complimenting you. It goes hand in hand. It's not like you just need this and not need this, or you need this and not need this. So a lot of people get rely on external only because they don't have much going on in their lives. I know I've been relying on external much of my life. Like, I only get happy when a girl messages me, or when a girl gives me a good response, or some friends laugh at my joke, or they compliment me, and I feel good. I feel good. I feel like I've accomplished something. But then after a few days, if I don't go out, I feel like shit again because I don't do anything. I sleep late, and then realize that all I've been doing the whole day is just going on Reddit, or like watching YouTube or playing Dota, and that's a total lack of external, and you haven't done anything to internally validate yourself. Like you haven't went to the gym, you haven't succeeded in anything, and the only internal validation I'd get is from doing homework. Like after I finish like a 10 question assignment, or like a 4-page essay, I would feel good because I set myself to do something and I did it. And this kind of translates to confidence for myself as well. And which is why it's no wonder that my confidence was periodically pretty low. Everything was just not really going really well. And this time, I really want to. There's no other way around it, but I'm just gonna have to force myself once again And what I've came to the conclusion of is that your mind, my mind, I'm just going to talk about my mind. I don't want to give off advice, but my mind is not aware of what I can do, what I'm capable of doing. It's like I see some hot girl and I have no idea that I can get with her. But it's possible. It's just that I don't think I'm entitled to, and if I tell my friends, they're all gonna laugh at me because, you know, unless unless they're really entitled guys themselves. But I can't imagine myself, say, doing anything more than a 9 to 5 job, like in a cubicle, because that's what my parents think is normal. That's what my parents think I'm entitled to, and that's what I grew up being entitled to. And the reality around me is that most people talk about getting a 9 to 5 job. And that's what I think I'm entitled to, and that's all I think I'm capable of doing. I only catch glimpses of what's possible by watching really motivational videos or like movies and dramas and stuff like that. That there is a world beyond what you think you're capable of, but it's media, it's possibly, most likely, your fantasy. It's just that there are people out there that are doing it. It's just that when you don't see them in person, in action, when you only perhaps read about them, it becomes like a fantasy. It's like, oh, some guy must be making $1 million, like working like traveling around the world at the same time and not doing much. And it's out there, but when you think about it, when you talk about it with your friends, I see people talking about this at coffee shops, for example. They treat it as some sort of fantasy they'll never attain. They think that their reality is the only reality, and that's all they're capable of achieving because there's too much opportunity cost if they wanted to go there. There's too much opportunity. There's too much chance of failure if they want to do that. So, based on the fact that I'm not really aware of what I'm capable of doing, and that I don't think I'm entitled to that, then the only way to get about going to that stage is to mimic the habits of someone who does think he's capable of doing that. And I'm talking about waking up early, waking up really damn early, having a really set, organized schedule. Like, if you don't have yourself set in order, if I don't have myself, my discipline, all planned out, then how am I supposed to expect the external, the reality, to give me the positive feedback and reinforcements, right? If this is myself, if I'm going like this all the time and I'm not going rock solid, how am I supposed to expect people, other people, achievements, success to orbit around me? If I'm like this, then it's just like I'm being tossed around. I'm the one who's being shaped by my reality. I mean, I'm the one who's being shaped by the things around me, like what other people say. Like, if I don't stand up for myself, if I think that there's a midterm coming up and I feel really stressed out, then I'm being controlled and puppeted by what is around me. And this sort of mindset can easily manifest itself in many different times and occasions. You know, I feel really bad, shitty a lot of the times, and I think it's really strong that, and I think it's really crucial that I try to stick to my habits, stick to my ground rules, and go from there, and see if I can eventually rise up slowly because I've been mimicking those habits. I'm setting up my environment such that it's impossible for me not to improve and not become successful. So you might be interested as to the ground rules that I've set for myself, and some of them are kind of hardcore, from your point of view, maybe from my point of view as well. So I really don't see the point of talking to friends for no reason. I'm an introvert. I get a lot of alone time, and talking to friends has taken up large chunks of time, but it's also giving me not much in return because these friends are around the same level as me. So I propose that the only time I should be talking to these friends is face to face, where communication is much more dense and much more effective. I've also really enjoyed talking to acquaintances once in a while, and I really got to do that more. Just like meet up for random lunch or something. but it's not. It's become an age where you only really socialize and talk with your colleagues or people that are doing the same thing as you every day. Not so much it's like high school where you just talk to random people for hours and hours on end on stuff like MSN, maybe not Skype or Facebook Messenger or text. So why I came upon this is because why would you, if you're a man of value and you respect your time, do you really have time to like go like this and text like all the time? I don't think so. Like you're busy practicing, you're busy refining your skill, you're busy negotiating some business skill, you're busy working out, you have your life. You don't have time to really text that much. And I get it. It's cool to text sometimes, but I just don't see having long drawn out conversations, like actually trying to have a actual discussion on text. You should be just, I should be just making plans or something. And it doesn't apply to just girls, but to everyone as well. So second ground rule, of course, is no fapping. I mean, that's something a accomplished person would not do. I mean, he would have the girls beside him. He wouldn't need to resort to such a lowly method of self-entertainment and alleviating your own, sexual needs and stuff. So that was number 2. Number 3 is a bit harder. It's look people in the eye. And this is harder. Why I say this is harder is because when you're looking someone in the eye and you're not feeling that good, there's a fight or flight response. And usually you can't control that. I mean, that's what keeps you alive, right? It's what keeps you alive, and you can't really control it. But NoFap should allow me to. A lot of people report being less awkward with people and holding eye contact because that's what animals naturally do. It's what humans naturally do. Watch any like movie or drama. People don't avoid eye contact. They look at each other in the eye when they talk. It's only socially awkward people that, I've been one myself most of the time, that don't look at each other in the eye because they're scared of awkwardness. They're scared of some sort of death, ego death, physical death, whatever. Also, don't waste too much time chasing. If you're developing yourself and you become from this to this, other people go around orbiting you instead of you orbiting around other people. And I don't believe in chasing girls that, you're chasing random girls, but it's sort of like taking up random freelance work to do. While that shouldn't be your main avenue of income, because if you're so good at something, people should be paying you a lot for you to utilize that skill, instead of in the girl analogy that you're so desperate for random pussy that you're going after these random girls that you don't even have interest in. You just want to bang them or something, and they're not even hot. And the last one is looks do not matter. Looks are prerequisite, but they do not matter that much. Whether you have some cool hairstyle or a normal hairstyle, or you're wearing, it doesn't really matter, because think about it this way. If you're some successful doctor or lawyer or banker, engineer, do you really respect someone more just because they wear nicer clothes? Like nice, but not nicer. Nice versus nicer. The difference isn't that big. But to upkeep with that top sort of fashion, you're investing a lot of time. Unless you're some kind of artist that really believes in expressing him or herself through the way you dress, I think it's a waste of time and money. Well, that's just my personal opinion. I'm not saying not to dress nice. It's easy to dress nice. Like stop going to shitty stores to buy your clothes. I don't know how to phrase it, but don't go to cheap stores. Like what's a cheap store? It's hard because I've sort of developed this intuition as to what's cheap and what's not cheap. Like Old Navy is cheap. Gap honestly does not really have great fits. You've got to go to something like new, like Uniqlo. H&M has really shitty quality as well. Zara is okay. It's a bit too flashy. But you've got to, you can find your own style. Like for example, if you want to get a good suit, it has good fabric. It has to be well tailored. It has to fit you. It's not about the style that much. It's about the fit. If it doesn't fit your body, you just look like an ugly bag, right? Um, so I think style is important, and I do not really respect people that have no style. It shows that they have a certain lack of awareness of like how they should be looking like to other people. It's like they think that it's okay to look like a pile of shit, um, and that their own value is in their head. But it's not. It's not. Like, it's valuable to be having a lot of knowledge, having a lot of knowledge in your head. But you have to look okay to people first. Look okay. So it's a prerequisite. Uh, Also, something I want to really focus on is the ability to talk well. Because if you can express yourself well, it's actually the only way that people know if you're a smart person or not, or whether or not you have valuable insight. And the only way of communicating is through your voice, through your mouth, or maybe by text or whatever. But most times, if you want to get something that you really want, it has to be through the mouth. Which is why in my whole life, I've never really had much success with girls because I don't talk well. If I don't talk well, there's no use of having the nicest clothes. There's plenty. It's so easy to look good. Any guy can put himself in a nice set of clothes and pretend to be pretty, good looking and fashionable. But that does not imply that he has value, because that value is in his head. So I got a bit drawn out there, but hope this makes sense to myself and you maybe.